Welcome to Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or you return viewer or subscriber. I hope that this message resonates and helps you in some way. If you find that it doesn't, just keep in mind that this is a general reading and they do not resonate for everyone. And you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus sign, because sometimes those are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your reading, Aries, and let's go ahead and get started with your December love reading. Okay, it's the last love reading for the year, even though I've added a bonus love reading for this month for all the signs. It's a shorter reading. It's a past, present, and future reading. So, is there anything else that I want to say? No, I think that's it. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. First card is going to represent the current energy right now for you, Aries. And we have the Death card in the reverse. All right, next card is going to represent what's crossing that energy. And we've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. All right, next card represents the past energy, which you're coming out of. We've got Justice. All right, what we're going into in the future, Aries, you've got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. What you want. And we've got the Three of Wands in the reverse. What's motivating you or internal factors. We've got the Three of Pentacles is all over these December readings. Your advice card for this reading, Aries, is the Ten of Swords, okay? External factors for the reading. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I always start out so low and then I realize when I get up here. All right, external factor for this reading is the King of Cups in the reverse. Hopes or fears for this reading. We've got the Star card in reverse. And the outcome. Chariot in the reverse. Okay, so your current energy is the Death card in the reverse. So it seems like if you're not dealing with a Scorpio, okay, some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio and it's in reverse, so the Scorpio may not be themselves or not be acting in a way in which you would like. If it's not a Scorpio, then the Death card in reverse is representing that there's a situation that requires some changes, okay? Whether you require change to move things to the next level, or you're in a relationship that requires some type of change in order to move the things to the next level, but you're kind of stuck, okay? You're either not ready to change, not willing to accept change, or it's one of the two. When I see the Death card, it's like things are kind of stuck in a rut, okay? Things are stuck in a rut and they're not going to get better until there's some changes happening, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify that position. And we get the Six of Wands. So it may be a situation, if you're in a current relationship, it may need some more passion, okay? The Six of Wands is passion, but the Six of Wands is also that energy of having a little bit more confidence, okay? It's about really sharing things together as a couple, sharing your goals, sharing your success, being supportive of each other, being, harmonious, being proud of your relationship or proud of your partner. The Six of Wands can sometimes even indicate like an ego boost or even just like an infusion of, some good sexual energy. So some of you, things are stagnant because you just need a little bit of that fire. It's almost like your fire has been put out, Aries, and you need a little dose of that, a little dose of sexual chemistry, okay? You want somebody who's going to admire you. You want somebody who maybe is going to stroke your ego. Okay, but definitely when I see the Six in the wand, the Six of Wands on top of the Death card, it's like the changes need a catalyst. Okay, you need a catalyst for whatever changes you're like dragging your feet against. Okay, moving on to the challenge or what's crossing you, and here we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So it may be the truth, okay? Something may have happened. The truth may have been revealed in a situation, and that's what's, causing this lack of transformation, because Things have become clear. For some of you, your challenge is that there may be some unrequited love here, okay? Maybe somebody that you want to, move forward with is rejecting that idea. And so, it's leaving you feeling like, you need this ego boost, you need this pick me up, you need whatever. Or maybe that person needs some type of motivation because, if it is a situation where something has been revealed, that's not necessarily good, good. Let's go ahead and clarify this 7, because the 7 of Cups is one of those cards that could be so many different things. Here we have the 5 of Swords, which represents mind games. So I feel like it may have been revealed. Somebody may have realized that somebody was kind of playing with them, okay? And whether that was you playing with someone, Aries, or someone was playing with you, but right now, it's kind of putting a monkey wrench in the situation, because how much time, energy, effort, and interest is someone really going to put into a situation where they feel like they're being played, okay, or they feel like they're being manipulated? All right. Coming out of this past energy, we've got the Justice card. All right. Justice is about fairness. Okay. It's about karma, cause and effect. And also, for some of you, this can indicate a Libra. So some of you may have been dealing with a Libra in the past, and that Libra may have been a very significant person or a significant relationship. If it's not a Libra, then Justice card energy just comes, to me, it points to a time where things were more fair. Okay, for things are more fair. Also, for some of you, that could be a marriage. It could represent a marriage. So it could have been a time where, either you got married or your relationship was more balanced. All right, let's go ahead and clarify that. And we get the Hanged Man in reverse. I think when I see the Hangman, I think of someone who feels like they're not treated fairly, some type of injustice. So it's interesting. It may be a situation where, one person feels like everything is fair, but the other person doesn't, or they just tend to play a victim. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you are married to someone. For some of you, you may be married to someone who is very emotional, someone who tends to, kind of keep their head stuck in the mud until there's been some type of slight, and then they're, big on playing up, that whole victim role, that whole martyr role, okay? Or it could be vice versa, okay? You could be dealing with someone who is very cut and dried, you know what I'm saying? Or you could feel like you're direct, okay? You could feel like you're direct and upfront about how you carry yourself and how you present things, but you're dealing with somebody who doesn't seem to accept that truth, okay? Moving towards the future energy, we've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse, though, okay? So when the 9 of Wands is in the reverse, I feel like that is being tired of fighting, okay? You're tired of the challenges that come with this particular person or with this particular relationship, okay? It's like a stalemate. There's no compromise, okay? Where the 9 of Wands in the upright means you have a little bit more fight to give. You have a little bit more left to put into the situation. In the reverse, you don't have anything left, okay? For some others, though, it can indicate letting your guard down and trying to get over past hurts, all right? So let's go ahead and clarify this 9 in reverse, and we get the Judgment card in the reverse. So some of you may be going into a situation where, whatever happens now, you realize the mistakes that you may have made, or you may realize that you made a mistake. For some of you, Judgment in reverse is about ending a situation. For me, it's a more long-term situation that's coming to an end. So whether that's a marriage or just whether a relationship that's been going on for a long time, in the future, it looks like you're not going to have the energy or the willpower or the wherewithal to continue fighting for that relationship or continue to put any effort into making the relationship work, okay? What you want, though, is the 3 of Wands in the reverse. So it's someone who's not coming, okay? Some of you may want someone who's never going to get it together, someone who, you've been waiting for a long time, okay? Someone that once again, this may be an unrequited love type of a situation. Someone that you want, but that may not necessarily feel the same way, or someone that you cannot have. Even if the person wants you back, you can't have them. And we get the Six of Pentacles here. So there's a theme or undercurrent of this reading about balance, okay? About things being balanced. And in every situation, we have a card about balance, and then we have a card about things being out of balance. And so for some of you, may be dealing with someone who leaves you off balance, okay? You may be dealing with someone who you feel like, either you're having power struggles with, okay, with that Six of Pentacles energy. For some of you, you want someone who you feel like you can control just a little bit, okay? Because in the six of Pentacles, it's about one person getting more, okay? With the Six of Pentacles, despite the fact that one person is giving, someone has their hand out. And when someone has their hand out, it's like they're asking for what they need. And so in a relationship, that means that there's always one person that's asking or not getting as much as the other person. All right. The advice card, though, interestingly enough, is the Ten of Swords. So I feel like with the advice card being the Ten of Swords, it's be careful of hurting people. All right, the Ten of Swords is about disappointment. So it's either about being careful of how we treat people and not to hurt them or disappointment, but also about dealing with the pain of loss, okay? Dealing with the death of a situation, dealing with the fact or accepting the fact that something is over, okay? And sometimes it's very hard. And Aries, with this Death card in reverse, I feel like that is exactly what you need to hear. The advice as far as accepting the fact that something's over. When I see the Death card in reverse, you are refusing to accept that something's over. Okay, for some of you, you may be refusing to accept that something's over because you know that you're going to lose the support of this person. This person may be someone that kind of adored you, someone that made you feel loved and supported, okay, with the Six of Wands here. And so that's why you're afraid to lose this situation, because you know you're going to lose everything that comes with it. But if there have been constant mind games and constant power struggles in the situation, one or both of you eventually is going to get or is getting tired of it. Okay? And it comes to a point now where it's not so much about whether you love this person or this person loves you. It's about the fact that nobody has anything left to give in this relationship because you spent so much time but with the power struggle back and forth. It's like tug of war. Eventually one side loses because they just don't have the energy to tug anymore. They don't have the energy to fight anymore. Moving on to what's moving you, what's driving you, whether it's subconscious or consciously, is the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So that is putting an end to a situation because of a lack of cooperation, a lack of effort. So you're seeing either where this person isn't putting in the effort, or, you just don't feel like giving the effort anymore. You're tired. You don't feel like putting in effort. You don't feel like cooperating anymore. All right. Also, we've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So there are issues with miscommunication and a lack of love here. Okay. Blocked emotions. Okay, it's about endings. It's about sadness. It's about, again, unrequited love and disappointments. So some of you are really disappointed because someone is not meeting you halfway. For some of you, you may be dealing with someone who the love is not there on their end. Okay, and so, it's almost like, what is there to fight for anymore? Maybe they were trying to pretend with you that they, were still in it, but they weren't. It could be several situations, but right now, that's what's motivating you this month of December, is the fact that there's something missing, there's a lack of love, possibly a lack of cooperation, and you're ready to kind of end it all. And again, your advice card which I feel like I skipped that. I skipped around. I jumped ahead. But the advice card is about learning to deal with the loss and the end of a situation, okay? Moving on to the external factors, you've got the King of Cups in the reverse. So you may be dealing with someone who has fallen out of love, okay? And it's just, sometimes it happens, whether it's something you did or whether it's just something that evolved, you know, how they evolved in the situation, or whether you grew apart. But also with this King of Cups in the reverse, it's someone who, you know, like I said, they've either fallen out of love or they're being a little bit negative when it comes to love. Okay, the King of Cups can also be kind of emotionally manipulative. All right. And it's also someone who avoids dealing with their problems. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify that. And we get the Ten of Cups in reverse. So I feel like someone has fallen out of love. Or if they haven't fallen out of love, they are emotionally trying to disconnect from the situation, or emotionally trying to disconnect from you, Aries. So there is definitely a situation where some of you are dealing with someone where either it's mutual, that you guys have just grown apart, okay, that maybe there were other factors that, you know, you guys were together and you tried to make the relationship work, or, you know, whether it's a situation where you just grew apart, or you've been fighting to keep someone, or fighting to be in a relationship with someone, and for them that love is just not there anymore, okay? And that's why maybe perhaps they're not putting in any effort. And once again, it could be a mutual thing. You both could, you know, have noticed what's going on and been like, all right. But the reason why I don't quite feel like it's mutual is because this Death card is here in the reverse. So it's like you guys are dragging things out. You know that this is coming to an end. You know that the end is near, or the end is inevitable. But, you know, either somebody, you know, had been continuously fighting for this situation, or, you know, just is not ready to let go of the situation. Okay? It's like, yeah, you're resisting the end of the situation for something. You're delaying the ending for some reason. If it's a marriage or a family union, you know, some people don't believe in divorce. They don't believe in divorce, and so despite the fact that things are not great, it's like, yeah, but, you know, for appearance's sake, we have to keep this going. And, you know, that may not be working, especially if you've been doing that for a long time. Okay, moving on to the hopes and the fears of this reading, we've got the Star card in reverse. So I feel like some of you feel like either you're losing your soulmate, or, you know, that maybe this person is just not your soulmate. Okay, maybe you're afraid that you're either with someone who's not your soulmate, or, you know, you're afraid of this loss of love. All right. It's about, you know, being in a situation that causes you to feel guilty, that causes negativity. Clarify that, and we get the Two of Cups. So this is an interesting combination. Again, this whole reading is about balance, right? The only thing that has been consistent is the fact that this external energy is, you know, kind of in the dumps. And it's just, again, I feel like you guys are afraid of losing this person, or you're afraid of losing the situation, because this person, you may feel like you guys are soulmates, or you may have a lot of love for this person, or you may have a lot of love for each other, but it's been a lot of disappointments, okay? Because the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups doesn't necessarily mean that all the love is gone, but right now the more negative feelings are prominent, you know, disappointment, sadness, rejection, you know, ready to let things go. That's what's more at the forefront for this external energy. So, you know, you're afraid of losing that. You're afraid, you know, your hope is gone, as far as being able to still have that love, that Two of Cups kind of love with this particular person, or in general as a relationship. All right, moving on to the outcome, and we've got the Chariot in the reverse. Okay, so some of you may be dealing with a Cancer. All right, but if you're not dealing with a Cancer, then the Chariot in reverse just indicates a loss of control over the situation. Okay, it's someone who, you know, there's a lack of direction, but it also represents someone who is very hard to deal with when they don't get their way. Okay, very obsessive, very possessive. So that may be why the end of the situation is dragging out, because someone is very possessive and not ready to let go of something that they view as being theirs. Okay, we clarify that, and we've got the world. So it's about endings, and ending of a chapter, whether it's the ending of this total relationship or whether it's the end of this you know mind game, taking the other person for granted, this negative energy, this power struggle that's been going on. Okay, so if you're in a relationship that's been dealing with those issues, it's time to end that chapter. For some of you, you're going to end that chapter as far as the person that you're with, and others of you are going to end the chapter in the relationship and try to find ways to be more kind and loving with each other. Okay, guys, so hold on a second. I gotta plug in my battery or else I'm gonna lose you. All right, so some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn or an Aquarius with this world card energy. Oh my God, everything is falling out my desk. Ay, ay, ay. Aries. Guys, if you only knew what was happening right now. Okay. I'm sorry about that. So also with the world card, it could be a situation where, you're ready for someone who you feel like completes you. Okay? You're ready to connect with someone who you feel like is more your speed, you share more in common with. So it just may be, relationships are not easy, and they're not cut and dried, and it's not as black and white as a lot of people see it. If you're in a situation that's not a great situation, but you've been with this person for a long time, okay? And whether or not the love is receding, or the love isn't there, or there's more disappointments than happy feelings now, those situations, it's still hard to walk away. It's not easy. And if there's someone else that you have your eye on, right, that might be that catalyst for you to say, not even, I'm going to leave this person for you, but sometimes we meet someone who actually shows us a different way to love, or engages us and makes us feel things that we've never felt before. We definitely have never felt with the person that we're with, and we start realizing how empty the situation that you're in or we're in really is, okay? And that may be the situation that some of you are going through. You have a situation that you're in that hasn't been working for whatever reason, okay? Whether you've fallen out of love, or whether you guys are just very disappointed, whether there's been a lot of power struggles, whether it's been a toxic connection, whether you're with someone who's manipulative or they find you manipulative, whatever the situation is. But there's also someone, right? Someone that is making you realize that relationships don't have to be this way. Or someone that's making you want to give more, okay? Someone that you want to do more for. Someone that's just, I feel like, just sparking you in a way and making you see things in a different way. And now there's a decision to make. And now it's obvious, it's glaringly obvious, the things that you've been trying to ignore and the things that you've been trying to brush under the rug, or no, you're no longer able to do that because you're ready to make moves. You're ready for a new chapter in your life. Okay, Aries, so that has been your love reading for December. Next month, I'll do, not going to talk about that. We'll see what comes next month, because I always say what I might do, and we'll just have to wait and see. All right, so if you would like a more personalized reading, you guys can contact me at divinelovetarot@gmail.com. All my information and my websites and links are in the description bar below this reading. You can leave a comment if you would like a reading. And also, what else was I going to say? If you guys are ever having any questions about anything I'm offering, always make sure you check the community tab or the about tab on my channel, and that will give you information, okay? So have a happy December, happy holidays, guys. Whatever you decide to do, be safe, even if you don't celebrate the holidays. Happy New Year's, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye, Aries.